Watch, listen, and enjoy! Hello, my name is Wacko.
Team Wacos Playhouse, you have won the wager.
The theme of this week's Wager Task presentation is called Circus Extravaganza. For this one, the housemates are expected to organize a spectacular circus show where they will display multiple talents and skills. Prior to today, the house were divided into two teams, and these two teams now were given 20 minutes each to give us a creative display. And Big Brother then told them they will be judged based on teamwork, creativity, and entertainment value. Team Seus Seigi was first to come on stage, and Kola did the introduction as he played the role of the team host. Meanwhile, this team is made up of Kola, Isabella, Jason J, Dede, Sultana, Mide, Joanna, Queen, Imisi, Big Soso, and Kaikumi. Their story is a story of anger, love, and betrayal. And they went ahead to show us skills like choreography, flipping, jumping, tricks, mimes, and jumping loops. In fact, Jason J did justice to that particular skills. We saw him jumping loops from medium to higher level. We also saw Emisi displaying her riding skill by riding into the stage with a bicycle. And then for the story of love, we got to see Dede, Queen, Jason J, and Joanna. The story moved from Jason J and Queen fighting over who will win Joanna's heart to Dede coming on stage and each now having a love partner. And at that, we now saw a scene whereby Dede have to choreograph with Queen and Joanna then choreographed with Jason J. And with that came the end of their presentation. I would say that team Circus Seigi actually did very well in terms of team participation and team involvement. Up next, we have team Wacos Playhouse. This team started on a very high note with Zita and Thelma introducing their team. And then came Fates, who happens to be a wanderer that got lost in Mr. Wacko's house. And Mr. Wacko happens to be no other than Ortega. And we have Gigi Jasmine, who also played the role of a host together with Ortega. So Mr. Wackos, being Ortega, now told Faith not to worry, that he'll be introducing him to many acts of the night, and at the end of the night he's going to learn some skills for himself. And then he proceeds to introduce the various acts he has in the house. Introducing the first act, Mr. Wackos introduced us to the strongest man in Africa, and this role was played by Capable. Went ahead to tell us that this strongest man in Africa also happens to have a muscular bearded wife, and this role was played by Denari, who started to sing and serenade everywhere with his beautiful, rather should I say her beautiful voice, since she's playing the role of the wife of the strongest man in the world. And that this man also happens to have a daughter who loves to play with snake. Zita played the role of this daughter. And the next act happens to be two Were brothers, twins. One happens to be smart, the other one has psychological problem, and this role was played by Victory and Culture. At this point, Faith the Lost Wanderer was beginning to act fascinated by the various acts in the house, and Mr. Wacko then introduced Pincho the Mime, and this role was played by Ivata, and he said this one mimes all the time. And then he turned to Faith, telling Faith that they said there are no Black Panther in Africa, but no, there is Black Panther, and the Black Panther will be coming with his merry maid. And this role of Black Panther was played by Ruboy, and the Merry Maids happens to be Thelma and Tracy. And then the final acts of the night called the Jumping Juggling Crew, and this happens to be Mensan and Bright Morgan. But honestly, Mensan outdid himself tonight, because after they were done showing the loop jump, Mensan took over, did some creative showcasing to us. And now I understand what Thelma said during her diary session, where she told Big Brother that Mensa is just here acting like a clown in the house. Meanwhile, there is more to him. That this task preparation, that was when we were preparing for this, actually opened her eyes to see that, oh, Mensa has a lot of things, skills going on, yet he just decided to be making the house laugh. Anyways, kudos to Mensa on this one. At this point, the Lost Wanderer, played by Faith, then told me to Mr. Wacko, saying, oh, I've learnt a lot, allow me to display. And he went ahead to do some loop flipping and also little magic. He gave Gigi Jasmine a card and told Gigi Jasmine, do you know that this same card can appear in my pockets? And then he went ahead to bring out the same card from his pocket. And that brought us to the end of Wacos Playhouse presentation. They all came together as a team and took their final bow. Up next, Big Brother appreciated both teams, telling them that they all did justice to the Circus Extravaganza show. And Big Brother, in a special way, gave a shout out to Jason J, telling him that he was fabulous tonight. And to Team Circus Seigi, Big Brother told him that he was wow with their flips and tricks, that there was no dull moment all through, although some sets was not well choreographed, but they were amazing tonight. And to Jason J, that he was phenomenal with his ability to jump through the loops. Now, to Team Wacos Playhouse, Big Brother appreciated them for the variety of acts they had, telling them, from having the world's strongest man to even the Black Panther in Biggie's house, that's a rude boy, and then appreciated Dinari for playing the role of the wife to the strongest man in the world. Big Brother also appreciated Dinari's voice, telling him that his voice was amazing tonight. And then to Mensan, Big Brother appreciated Mensan, telling him how amazing and excellent. In fact, he was excellent tonight, from jumping to juggling, that he that he stole the show. Big Brother reappreciated both teams and said, unfortunately, there can only be one winner tonight. And with that, Team Wacos Playhouse became the winner of Week 3 Wager Task presentation. Congratulations to Team Wacos Playhouse. And this is a picture of a Mrs. facial expression when the other team were announced the winners. Well, I remember her telling Brother in that diary session that she can't wait to be in the winning team so as to have access and do everything, eat and cook jollof, eat food that she hasn't eaten in a long while. Meanwhile, coming back into the house, Doris said she's not even angry. It's hot that their team didn't get to win, but she's grateful because they all gave their A game. They all brought out their A game, they all did their best. But Isabella told her that next time they need to be stingy with their ideas, that the other team stole their ideas, from their outfits to the loop flipping and dancing, that they weren't doing that before, but when they now saw their team, they decided to add it to theirs. And Doris said, exactly, when you already have your own acts and then you steal from the other person, and that was what made their performance outstanding tonight. And Cohen said he didn't like the fact that they were the first act to go in, that had they been they were the second, he could have done something differently. Although Doris was saying no, that even if they happened to be the second, what would they have changed? Nothing. But he said he could have done something different from what they had in mind. Who knows what he could have done. Anyways, congratulations to both teams. They all did well tonight. And that costume, the outfits, they made their outfits by themselves. They spent nights awake rehearsing and practicing. Kudos to both teams. But how I wish this was a general house winning their wager. It could have been amazing. But even at that, congratulations to Team Wacos Playhouse. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I'll see you in my next video. Enjoy the rest of your nights. Bye.
Now that we know, next time we will protect our ideas.